precedence over state law. Okay, so I would have it in the acquisition papers. And really what happened in my case is I was stuck with a dog because the corporate lawyers didn't do what they wanted, should have done. And then when the experience rating hit them for 5 deaths, and they did a good job of managing their claims up to that point in time, and all of a sudden they're paying huge workers' comp premiums, they come running to me and say, dig me out of this hole. I did my best, but I still lost because the cards were already set. So there is not an automatic, but it does favor, the Bureau favors transferring that experience rating because you got to think of what they're thinking about. We had 5 deaths here. Someone's got to be responsible for that. All right, we're not going to pay out this money and then hold nobody responsible, so they're going to look for a way to do it. But if you do it right, and you set it up right, you're less likely to be found a transferee. And this guy, you know, this was his first business, so this wasn't folding it into another corporate entity. Okay, he was acquiring it, you know, as his first piece of business. But if you're an existing company acquiring a new business, there are ways for you to, I won't say manufacture, but there's ways for you to legally set up that business so you're less likely to be found a transferee.
Right, good stuff, great advice. Yeah, oftentimes we do get the call after it's happened. So, ahead of time, good planning, due diligence. All right, so Aaron's going to come up here now, and we've heard a lot about drug and alcohol testing. We haven't heard a lot about background checks, and there's some expertise there as well.
So what jumped out to me with this case study was delivery drivers kept coming out. There was mention there of HR focus was on delivery drivers, so that, you know, they weren't able to on the hiring of the delivery drivers. So then Brad mentioned third-party involvement in accidents and how that turns into a claim as well. So what I wanted to talk about here was background checks for individuals who would do any kind of driving for your company. Not only background checks, but background checks including motor vehicle reports in specific. You know, best case scenario here, you're just minimizing your risk. You're finding out, hey, great, they have a clean background check, and they don't have any major traffic violations on their motor vehicle report. So I feel good sending this person out, delivering my products or whatever they may be doing. Worst case scenario is, you know, maybe you are not doing any kind of background checks. You know, these individuals, when they go out into the public, they're the face of the company. So regardless of what they're doing, whether they're delivering pizzas or just transferring equipment or whatever they might be doing out on the road, you know, it's good to know that you can count on these people, that they're not placing you at risk. So I guess the worst case scenario would be, you know, maybe you hire a delivery driver and you feel confident, they interviewed well, they seem to have a work history, they said everything right during the interview process, so you go ahead and bring them on, hoping everything will turn out well. Potential worst case scenario is that person could be, you know, a registered sex offender with 2 DUIs on their motor vehicle report. So, you know, that to send someone out like that to people's homes